World of Tanks Blitz has undergone several controversial updates that have changed the game balance, mechanics, and aesthetics, sparking debates and criticisms among players and fans. Throughout the years, players have experienced many upsets and disappointments from our beloved company Wargaming. So today I will be going through some of the most controversial and straight up bad updates that Wargaming introduced to their players, such as the update 4.5 that introduced loot boxes into the game back then in 2017, and update 10.0, which both received negative feedback from players. World of Tanks Blitz is a popular mobile game that simulates tank battles in various historical settings. The game was released in 2014 and has been regularly updated by Wargaming with new content, features and improvement. However, not all updates have been well received by the players and the community. Some updates have introduced bugs, glitches, imbalance or unwanted changes that have negatively affected the gameplay experience. First update that I will include in this video is update 3.8. In this update, Wargaming decided to change the equipment system. Players were able to mount up to 9 equipment on each vehicle, but the change wasn't the biggest problem that players had. With the equipment changes, Wargaming also introduced new in-game currency, the spare parts, which were extremely hard to get and players felt betrayed. They lost all of the equipment they already had, plus Wargaming came up with another cash grab. For unlocking new equipment, you had to use credits, which were also quite rare in this time and before mentioned spare parts. Fortunately, after the backlash Wargaming received, they decided to revert the spare parts and decided that unlocking new equipment is going to be possible with only credits. This change has made a day and night difference and actually contributed to the game in a positive way. The next update I'm going to talk about is the 4.51. This is one of the worst updates that happened to World of Tanks Blitz. Wargaming released this update on 19th, 2017, and the update introduced a new way to monetize the game. On this day, loot boxes were introduced into World of Tanks Blitz. There were many players and even some of the creators strongly disagreed with loot boxes. But from the business perspective of Wargaming, the loot boxes are just too good to be removed. Loot boxes firstly started to appear on limited actions like Christmas and Easter for special tanks. However, it didn't take long and nearly any tank has become obtainable in these boxes. Today it is not possible to buy a new tank for a fixed price of gold, and the only way to get them is through crates. More and more OP tanks had been added to the game and it really made a lot of players angry. From my perspective, this update is not talked about enough, because I think that this is the update where things truly started to fall apart for World of Tanks Blitz. If you are enjoying this video, consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I make video style videos about World of Tanks Blitz and many other mobile games on the market. I am planning big things in the future with so much new and quality content for you, the viewers. Enjoy the video! Update 5.5 is next on the list for most hated and controversial updates that came into World of Tanks Blitz. Wargaming had decided that there were too many low tier tanks and they had to be cleaned up. As I said, many of the low tier tanks have been deleted from the game to make Blitz easier for new players. Wargaming thought low tiers are so complex and confusing for them. This of course upset many players. Many of these tanks were loved by the OG community and very good old memories from childhood or early stages of the game. All tier 1 vehicles were deleted from the game and were replaced by higher tier tanks. Wargaming also deleted most of the high damage guns and high capacity magazine guns that were legendary for the game. Among these changes, Wargaming also added more HP to most of the tanks, decreased rate of fire and enhanced armor for these tanks. However, it didn't end here. Developers completely reworked modules and tanks to make them more simple and make the progression even faster. This caused new bad players to progress so much faster than they should and play with higher tiers without needed skills. Enhancing armor on low tiers also contributed to more players playing pay to win because of learning how this game works early on. This is an update on which I can't find any positives, so I better move on to the next update. This is 10.0. This one is controversial because of the introduction of map rotation. For those of you who wouldn't know what map rotation is, I'm going to tell you. Each season the map pool is going to change. Wargaming is going to eliminate 5 maps each season, so that means you can't play them. Wargaming made this decision so newcomers can learn the game more quickly. This upsets a lot of players because they like the maps that aren't in current rotation. You can encounter 18 different maps and each one brings something unique into the gaming experience. Every map has its own positions and special playstyle that force players to learn and evolve. When you eliminate this diversity from the game and you adjust everything for newcomers, it of course annoys OG players. It is so frustrating when your favorite maps gets deleted and you can't play it for a whole season. The next big problem I have with these updates are Czechoslovakian heavy tanks. I'm a Czech, so I was very happy that our tanks were added to the game, but on its release Czechoslovakian tanks were nowhere near a balanced state. New Škoda was extremely OP and Wargaming didn't hesitate to put them into before mentioned loot boxes. That was another blow for free-to-play players and it made the public unplayable for a few weeks. But not all went wrong in this update. Wargaming finally changed loading on the start of the game and improved water physics, which are some pretty solid changes and players definitely received them positively. We are heading to the end of this video. I told you about some of the most controversial and hated updates that have been in World of Tanks Blitz, and I told you why these updates are bad. Finally, I would like to say that I really like World of Tanks Blitz as a game, and I have nothing against Wargaming and their developers. I made this video only for entertainment purposes and to publicly discuss the future of World of Tanks Blitz. I think that Blitz still has a bright future ahead and can attract new players while keeping the OG ones. In the end, I would like to say that some of the recent changes and updates, like the rebalance of Tier 10, are very good ideas, and if everything goes well, the game is not going to die. If you want to know why World of Tanks Blitz is dying, don't hesitate to click on the video on the card that you are now seeing. Once more, thank you for watching this video. My name is Santaur, don't forget to subscribe and see you next time.